Yo, people. Yo. Sorry for my lateness. I was watching the Liverpool game, to be honest, and in addition to that, I was basically finishing some work. Um, so I'm drinking Nigerian Fanta, man. You gotta drink something sweet to take away the pain. But yeah, what can I say? What can I say about this damn shit team? Honestly, what can I say that's not been said already? I mean, as you all know, I was at the game. People booing. People were booing at halftime. People were booing at full time, and rightly so. Rightly so. The team is fucking busted. I don't want to mince my words. The team is absolutely busted. Kane, no Kane, Mason, whatever, call it what you want. The team is done. Mudded, mudded. Sorry, I'm just posting this so people can check this out now. So I can promote it. So yeah, it's yeah, we're a bad side. We're a painfully bad side. It's worrying. It's worrying. There's so many parts of this performance to dissect. But before I do, I'm just going to run through the results today. And typical Spursy fashion, every single team who needed to win today because they had something on the line won. Newcastle are even safe and they won 1-0 and kept a clean sheet. Everton are still trying to get a European spot, playing at home. I think their last home game of the season, and they won. They kept a clean sheet against Wolves. Arsenal went away to Crystal Palace. I didn't even think they were going to win that game, and from what I hear, they didn't even play that well. But they went away to Crystal Palace. Palace, who had picked up form recently, Palace, who dusted the team that we literally played just now in the second half and beat them 3-2. And they won. They won 3-1. Chelsea needed to beat Leicester yesterday to solidify top four. They won. Liverpool needed to go to Burnley and win, knowing that a win on the final day will basically get them top four. And they won. West Ham went away to West Brom. Went away to West Brom and were 1-0 down, knowing that they needed to win the game to stay in the hunt for Europa League, for Europa League spot. And they won. So that's West Ham, Arsenal, Liverpool, Everton, Chelsea, chuck Newcastle in there as well. They all won. The one team, when there's something on the line, when there's something, just a crumb of dignity on the line, just the tiniest crumb, you couldn't even give us a crumb of respect today. I said it many a times, and I'll explain why later on, but this was our last opportunity to get Europa League football, in my opinion, because forget about winning at Leicester. It was never going to happen. Today was the game we needed to win so we could have a little bit of a buffer heading into that game, and they fuck it up. Shit team. Let me just go through some comments. Shout out Sustainable Shooter. I'm tired, Tobes. Feel for you having to go to that shit show. £60. Club deserves where they are, but fans don't deserve that. Don't matter to the board. Let's finish ninth. Don't want that Conference League. Couldn't agree more. Shri, bro, I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't care if we finish 11th. I just want the season to end. I wanted the season to end months ago, but yeah, I echo your thoughts. Time is of the essence. thought it was Jose's fault, Tobes. You lot are further away from top 5, and if it looks like Arsenal, it looks like Arsenal finish above you. The team's busted, bro. So you can keep pushing the Jose narrative. Nobody ever solely blamed Jose for our issues, but to claim as if he wasn't an issue in itself is ignorant to me. But hey ho, you're vindicated, I guess. Jose's not here and the team's still bad, so hey ho, make of that what you will. He needed to go, in my opinion, and I'm glad he went, but it doesn't change the fact that the team's busted. Hey Tobes, what will you be wearing for St. Tottering's Day? Geez, London and Jordan. I couldn't care less. I'll happily, now that Europa League is out of the picture, I will happily celebrate you not finishing above us if it means that we don't get that shit ECL conference. I'll finish 8th, 9th. I don't care. I don't care, because let me tell you this. Yeah, finishing above Arsenal is only meaningful to me if we're finishing above them for a Champions League spot. Anything outside of that, I don't really care. Even last year, I was happy to get Europa League football, but had we finished below Arsenal, I wouldn't have cared. The only thing that's annoying me about potentially finishing below Arsenal this season is that I made a bet at the start of the season, and I might be £100 down. But you know what? I will firm that £100 just to not be in this weird competition. I'll happily take the L. A season out of Europe, not in this weird competition where we can trim the squad. I'll take that. Not saying that we're going to bounce back, but listen, I'll take that. Because I think that's what we need. We need this squad cold, trimmed expeditiously, because it is literally so bad. And it's weird. The squad is jam-packed. How can it be so shit? How can a squad that's so jam-packed literally have players coming out of our asses and they're so bad? There's how many players in how many positions, and we're so bad. Such a bad side. Let's see. Bro, I might block you in a bit if you keep putting these weird comments. I'm not going to lie. Mason and Bill said what is this Tottenham way? Explain to me where this Tottenham way thing has come from. What the hell is it? What does it mean? What does it mean? Please, somebody tell me. Please, someone tell me. Let's see. Reguilon dropped the worst left. Bro, fucking hell. If that was Ben Davies, we'd be slaughtering him. But anyway, I'm going to get onto him because he can't escape my wrath tonight. He has been absolutely diabolical. He can't escape my wrath tonight. He can't. Let's see. Poch won the French Cup tonight. Yeah, I saw that. Big up him. Let's see if he can win the league. Hopefully he does. If you lose your next game and we'll finish on the same points, that's likely. We're going to finish on the same points as Leeds. Big up Leeds. Quality season for them, but an indictment on how poor we are. A newly promoted side, and we're finishing level and point to them. Boy. Jack Clements. Worrying thing is, when we saw Kane for 120 million, who are we going to attract? We are fucked. You're right. We are fucked. Where was Bale and Dele today? Well, Bale was on the bench and Dele is dead because Dele Alli, it needs to be sold. He warranted his start, fair enough, but you saw what happened when he started. The same thing that happens when this guy looks like he's getting a little bit of form these days and it just fucks up. He needs to go. I'm tired of the Renaissance or remontada. He needs to go. So let's talk about the actual. Let's talk about the actual game. So I was there today. Got the free food and all the malarkey. Free food at any store, unlimited. So I rinsed it. I didn't even eat anything at home. So I went there, got a burger and chips, got another burger and chips, and I got a pie. I thought, you know what, fuck it, let me just milk this shit for what it's worth. You're gonna charge us a bomb. So if it's available for free, let me fill my boots. And that was honestly that and the Bergwijn goal was the best side. I mean, the best part of this game. That feeling of being at a game was so good though at the start, like being back there inside the stadium, hearing the fans cheering the team on and stuff. It was good when we're winning because I missed that feeling. As I've said many a time, I'm a football fan. I'm a big football fan, not just Spurs. I'm a big football fan. I like watching games. I've watched games in England. I've watched games in Germany. I've watched games in France. I've watched games wherever. I like watching football matches. So for me, I was always going to try and attend this game. And I feel like this club have just taken that show of faith and just dashed it in mine and many of our fans' faces, because what we saw unfold from around minute, when was it that we conceded? I can't even remember. What we saw from around minute, minute 20 onwards was nothing short of a disgrace. Bar a little spell early in the second half, around 5 minutes, we were shit. We were so bad. We were so bad. Aston Villa were by far and away the better side. Well, I say by far and away. Aston Villa were the better side, and they deserve to win. But it doesn't help us when we start giving away stupid goals. Literally in control in the first half, and then boom, just give away a goal for no reason. What's the point? But yeah, Villa peppered us. 19 attempts. I mean, the amount of times Alderweireld and Dyer had to make like goal-saving blocks this game. The amount of times Aston Villa squandered chances. They should have hammered us today. Let's be real. They should have hammered us today. On chances, they must have had 3-4 clear-cut chances. Oh, wow. It says only one. It looked like more to me. And they hit the post as well. They were the better side today. I'm seeing some comments. I seen a comment. I know who you are. I know you're watching. I'm not going to show your comment. But I don't have much vim. The club's just shit. It's just defeated me. Let's talk about Reguilon. Because I mentioned it on the THFC show. I mentioned it on some of my post-match reactions. Like, I'm concerned about his form, but I wasn't majorly concerned because I was just thinking, this ain't your level. You're going to snap out of it. But I can't ignore it. Because he is legitimately playing like a 2-pack of arse right now. He is playing like Ben Davies right now. It's terrible. There is no difference between playing him or playing Ben Davies now. That's how bad this guy's playing. I mean, the first goal, what kind of ridiculous own goal is that? Ridiculous own goal out of nothing. Out of absolutely nothing. And then the second goal, just clear your lines. Trying to do too much, overcomplicate. And you literally give the ball to Ollie Watkins. He's not going to score an easier goal in his life. He didn't even have to work for that goal. So it's just weird. These people who keep saying, I thought Jose was the problem. Don't make me block you. I don't have patience for your bullshit today. Stop pretending as if I made Jose the only problem at Spurs. If you put in if you lot put in these comments again, I'm actually going to block you. I don't have time for your bullshit today. Yeah? So let's cut it out. Let's cut it out. Cool. But yeah, let me just quickly go through some comments as well. If I see Winks and not Ndombele again, I'm done. I'm already done. Dele dwells on the ball too much. Story of his fucking life. Man thinks he's the bell of the ball. Man thinks he just has to play it slow and just dwell. He was literally just running about today, doing nothing. He'd come, try and win the ball, collect the ball, and do niche. He was everywhere today and made minimal impact. Where do they do that at? But anyway, back on Reguilon. I'm not done with him. This is shocking performances. It's like the guy's performances keep getting worse and worse. He was bad against West Ham, and you're like, oh, okay, he looks dodgy here. He came on against Zagreb when we were down 3-0, was poor. I was like, okay, yeah. not the end of the world. Then we see him against, I think he played against Newcastle. I can't even remember. But Man City, he played that game. He was shit. I'm talking about the league game. Oh, no, sorry, no. I'm talking about the cup game. Ben Davies played in the league game. Cup game, rubbish. Everton, rubbish. Man United, rubbish. Arsenal, disaster class. Disaster class. I don't care if he got that assist for Lamella. Disaster class. The list goes on and on. I'm even going to name the matches, because the guy's been playing bad for so long. And it's not just him, but his form is genuinely unexplainable. I can't explain why this guy is playing so badly, because it's such a stark contrast from what we saw early on. Let's see. Newcastle, dead. Palace, okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he was okay. He was okay, I guess. But yeah, it's just Southampton did well in the second half. Sheffield United, it's like we can only get good performances from this guy when he's playing against bottom barrel sides. Because whenever this guy comes up against anyone relatively decent, he's struggling. Absolutely struggling. And I don't know why. Whatever it is, he needs to snap out of it, because if you are going to carry on like this, then we're going to have serious problems. We signed him to be a flipping upgrade on Ben Davies. And when he's putting in Ben Davies' performances, we have to call it out. And it pains me to do this. This is one of my favorite players. I was waxing lyrical about this guy, and I still think he's a baller, but I can't condone this shocking performance today. I can't condone his shocking form for the past couple of months. It has to improve. It has to improve. They're calling him Reguilon or whatever it's called on Twitter, and it holds weight. You will not see a worse performance from one of our left backs this season. You won't. And I've seen a lot of terrible Ben Davies performances, but that Reguilon performance today is honestly up there with one of the worst. One of the worst, if not the worst, this season. Shocking. Absolutely shocking performance. So bad. Matt Doherty-esque performance. It was so bad. But listen, the guy needs to improve. I'm not going to keep going on about it. Yep, Reguilon is the Twitter name. Reguilon is brain dead. No, we're not going to sell him. He's like 23, 24 years old. No, we're not going to sell him. That doesn't make sense. He needs to improve. But yeah, so that's Reguilon aside. Now let's talk about Mates Mason, yeah? Because I don't want to put too much blame on Mates Mason, because against the smaller sides, he's actually got us playing some decent stuff and putting continuous pressure on the teams. He's actually getting us to play higher up the pitch, press better. Well, I say press better, press relatively better, and fashion more chances. That was shown against Wolves. That was shown against Sheffield United. That was shown in the second half against Southampton. But what is the common denominator with these three teams that Mason's got results against? What's the common denominator? What is the common denominator? Oh, I'll tell you. Wolves, 12th, 45 points. Southampton, 14th, 43 points. Sheffield United, 20th, 20 points. They're the bottom tier sides. And this ain't a slight on Ryan Mason. Ryan Mason can only work with the tools he's got. This ain't a slight on him. We are just a poor side. I actually thought we were going to win today, despite how bad we play against any relatively decent opposition. I thought we were going to win today because I hadn't really been too impressed with what I've seen from Aston Villa in recent weeks, bar their win against Everton. And I thought, you know what, last game of the season, fans back in the stadium, this attack, Harry Kane back in the goals, Gareth Bale back in the goals, Sonny back in the goals. I'm expecting something. And it was just dreadful. Dreadful. Back like I never left. The last time I went to watch a game, We lost to Wolves 3-2. And today was literally back like I never left because that performance was fucking shit again. It was shit. It's ridiculous. But at least in that performance, we actually created enough chances to get something out of the game. Sorry, let's go through some comments before I continue. Grealish bodied Højbjerg. Yep, he did. Should have been 6-1, admitted to Villa pepper sprayed Spurs. Are you watching a different stream to me or something? When did I say otherwise? Aston Villa had many chances. I literally said that earlier on. Aston Villa had many chances, and on another day it could have been 3 or 4-1. They missed chances, and Alderweireld and Dyer were the only good performers today. Let's see. Ashton Oliver, just bring in Mo Hudson and he'll solve everything at Spurs. No, thank you. But yeah, let's talk about mates rates Mason, because I get a lot of grief when I say Ndombele should play. I don't say that because I think Ndombele is playing superbly well. Ndombele is one of those the select group of players who have been playing terribly bad for the past couple months. Reguilon is one of them. Sonny is now becoming one of them, and I'm going to get onto him in a second. Well, he's not been as bad as Ndombele and Reguilon, but his form has dropped. Højbjerg is one of them as well. But let's talk about mates rates Mason, because for better or for worse, Eric Dyer is in this team. I know he played well today, but Eric Dyer is in this team. Players who shouldn't really be playing. Winks in this team? For what reason? What the fuck has Harry Winks done in the last 5-6 months to justify a start in the Premier League? What's he done? The one time I wanted him to start, it was a caveat on the condition that Ndombele and Højbjerg played. And that was in the League Cup final, just purely to try and keep the ball when we could. But what has he done to justify starting today? You drop a ridiculously out of form midfielder in the Celso, and you bring in one who is, dare I say, even worse than the Celso. What did he do today? And yet he played. Didn't he play for, I think he played for like 80-something minutes? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous from Ryan Mason. Bergwijn, I guess he scored, yeah. Great goal. Good hustle. Stole it. Great goal, great finish. But he didn't play well today. And yet he was our most lively attacker. He didn't play well today. Anyone who's told me Bergwijn played well today, that's a lie. Rarely held up the ball well. Yeah. Rarely. I think he had one really good pass in the second half from the right-hand side, but didn't really cause Aston Villa much problems in open play, goal aside, as mad as it is to say, because it's true. And then let's get on to the guy on the other side as well. Son Heung-min. Absolutely shocking against Wolves. He disaster class against Wolves, and we won that game 2-0. And he puts in another disaster class today. Like, I don't understand why he's played so bad. What is it? Fatigue? What is it? And when people call Son Purple Patch Son, some people get offended. Why? Why get offended? I still think Son, for me, has had a world-class campaign, but I am not going to pretend as if, I'm shocked that he goes missing a couple games, because that's his MO. He's been doing it for years at Spurs, and that's why he gets the criticism leveled at him with regards to judging him as a world-class player or not. Because unfortunately for him, those world-class players, they don't drop off a cliff in terms of form the way Son does. They don't. And it's mad. It's mad that I have to criticize Son after the season he's had. It's mad that I have to criticize Son after giving me a world-class campaign. But I just have to be real. You have to call a spade a spade. I am not judging his whole season, but I can't look at that performance today and talk about him positively. I can't. He was absolutely terrible. Literally fumbling basic passes, fumbling crosses, opportunities where he normally looks sharp enough to work a shot for himself. He was bad. Bad. Absolutely. He offered us absolutely nothing on that left-hand side. We even tried to move him to the right. And he did absolutely fuck all. Woeful today. Woeful. No wonder he didn't want to come out today, because he knew that his performance didn't deserve a lap of honor. And it wasn't just him. Reguilon could say the same as well. Dele could say the same as well. Winks could say the same as well. Højbjerg could say the same as well. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So as I said, I'm not going to shit on his season, but he has to improve. His form in 2021 has been noticeably different to his form in 2020. And no, I'm not expecting him to maintain that ferocity that he had in the first 5 months of the season. It's unsustainable. That rate was unsustainable. But the level that he's dipped to in a fair share of matches in 2021, by his standards, it's not acceptable. It's only a couple weeks ago we were talking about his disaster class in the final, and then you follow up with another one today. It's not acceptable. World-class players don't just drop off a cliff in random matches like he's doing today. I'm not trying to say that players can't have bad games, but with him, he's had one bad game too many in 2021. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Whether it's fatigue, whether he's mentally drained, I don't know. But I just need him to iron out these really, really random drop-offs, because they come in batches and they're not pretty. They're not pretty. It's not just a come and gone thing. They come in batches and it's not pretty. But anyway, as I said, my overarching point on Son, he's been our second best player this season. He's been a world-class player for us this season. He has carried this team for several parts this season, but it does not excuse these poor performances. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. And then we'll talk about Harry Kane as well. Feeding off scraps. I'm not going to pretend he had a good game. I don't think he played well. But he had less of the ball than the others. I remember it got to the point where before halftime, he even had to drop to the... I know he normally does it, but he had to drop to the halfway line as per, because he was not getting the ball. The ball would come into the midfield, side to side, no incision. And on the other occasion, they'd find Harry Kane. But the positions they were finding him were positions away from the goal. We want to put him in a position near the goal so he can either pop off shots or play someone in. And we're getting him the ball a couple yards away. We're getting him the ball like 10, 20 yards away from the box. What kind of midfield is this? What kind of midfielders do we have that are so scared to play through the lines? Our flipping defensive midfielder showed more incision last Sunday, putting Kane on goal than our number 10 today in Dele Alli or our number 8 today in Harry Winks. Fam. Let's see. Koi's what 1708. What a surprise. Ndombele comes on and we start passing forward. Of course. Spurs, we made it so easy for Traore to move through our midfield. Let me get on to Aston Villa's players before I go back on Spurs. Aston Villa played very well today. I'm not going to lie. They played very well. Bertrand Traore was having a run around with so many of our players. It was too easy for him. He would beat like 2-3 players, and it would only be Eric Dyer or Alderweireld at the end to make the block, to make the big block. Same for Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish had Højbjerg on strings. And then in the second half, McGinn was just dominating that midfield. Dominating. There was even one sick bit of play he had where he's chasing the ball. I think he does the pirouette around one player, then beats the other player to the ball, and then plays in an attacker. Like Aston Villa's midfield smashed ours out of the park. They were good value for 3 points today. Ollie Watkins, they gave him man of the match. I would have given it to McGinn. I don't actually think Ollie Watkins played that well, but he took his goal, fair enough, and he was a bit of a nuisance. But I felt our centre backs coped well with him today. I felt Alderweireld and Dyer actually coped well with Ollie Watkins today. The only times where I think the centre backs looked vulnerable was when they would cause their own downfall, like giving the ball away and stuff. But even in 1v1 situations, they did well. They did well. Let's see. Our midfielders don't ever want the ball. That's why we go long. It's a fact. George McGinn turned into Zidane in the second half, made Højbjerg look like Xhaka the way he was getting rouletted around. Facts. I thought McGinn was man of the match. I'm not going to lie. Like, he took over that midfield in the second half. Ezra, I'm not Nathaniel, thoughts on Willock. Listen, Willock has shut me up. Not fully, because I don't rate him as a player, but I mean, he's definitely not as shit as I made him out to be. So fair play, I'll hold my hands up. Willock is not shit, but I don't rate him. I don't rate him highly, but let him do his thing. Let's see what the future has in store for him. I personally think he's scoring at an unsustainable rate. I don't expect to see this level of productivity from Joe Willock if they sign him permanently next season, but let's see. So let's Brian Grayson. Hilarious from Adam. Just going through some comments. Times waste man like Dele can learn from McGinn. Facts. McGinn don't dwell on the ball. McGinn don't do stupid things in possession. So yeah, Aston Villa, good value for 3 points today. I felt that they defended well too as well. I think they defended well. Really good performance from them. And it's mad. They literally had nothing to play for because they can't get European qualification. Their season's basically done. It was us that had something on the line. And you look at their performance in comparison to ours. And then it tells you everything you need to know. Our team is fucking busted. Luke Johnson, any village you would take, Tobes? Oh, loads. Would they come though? Jack Grealish all day long. McGinn, better than Lo Celso, better than Harry Winks. Ezri Konsa, I would take him all day long. Douglas Luiz, I'd take him as well. I like him. But yeah, when they play well, they're a good side. But at times this season they're a bit dodge. But yeah. Our midfield's busted as well. Like, it's weird. We struggle so badly. Like, at times we struggle to play through teams, but yet we still look gaping defensively. It's just weird. There's no incision. There's no defensive stability. There's nothing, bro. What's that Rick Ross tune? High Definition. When Mike Tyson's got the skit at the start, he goes, "There's nothing, man. I bled for nothing, man. Like, there's nothing." The team is busted. Busted FC. That's what we are. Doldrums FC. Busted. 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 We're crap. We're actually shit. And I'll tell you this for free, like I said at the start. We're going to lose to Leicester. Make no mistake about it. I've been saying this for weeks. We're going to lose to Leicester. We're going to lose to Leicester. We're playing in front of their crowd. We're playing at their ground. They have Champions League on the line. They need to win. They're going to beat us. They're going to beat us. We're going to lose that game. 1,000%. 1,000% we're going to lose that game. No one can convince me that we're going to win. I can't see it. I can't see it. So they're going to beat us now. And Arsenal have Brighton at home. West Ham have... Who do West Ham have? Arsenal have Brighton at home. West Ham have Southampton at home. Everton have City away. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say West Ham and Arsenal are going to win, which means if we lose, so if Arsenal get 3 points, they go on 61 points. If we lose, we stay on 59, which means Arsenal will go above us and we drop down into 8th. if Everton somehow do the impossible and beat Man City and we lose, we drop down into ninth, which I really couldn't care less about. As KG alluded to, if Leeds beat West Brom next week and we lose to Leicester, which we will lose, we'll be level on points with Leeds. And I couldn't care less. The minute 6 spot was completely out of the question, which it is now for me because we're not going to beat Leicester. I don't care. I will happily plunder down. Even if it means losing to Arsenal, I'll plunder down. I don't care. I don't give 2 fucks. I don't care. I do not care. I don't want to be in that European Conference League. So we're going to lose the game to Leicester anyway. It's fine. Let's finish 8th. Let's finish 9th. Maybe no European football for the first time will send some shockwaves to this club if the Harry Kane news hasn't done so already. So 35 minutes in, I'm only going to talk for 10 more minutes. Let me see. Alan says we needed to buy Shimano from Lille. Leicester just bought him for 20 million. Yeah, but we're not smart enough. We're not smart enough. JRG Make says Dwelle Ali. That's a good one. I like that. Facts. Dwelling. Today, I tweeted it. Jack Grealish is what well, let me find my words. Jack Grealish is what Dele thinks he is. You see, sometimes Jack Grealish dwells on the ball, yeah? Cool. But Jack Grealish, more often than not, makes something happen. Whether that's ghosting past players, dwelling and picking a pass, or dwelling for a little bit and then ghosting past players. He makes shit happen. Meanwhile, Dele dwells till the move is gone. Same for Winks. Looks, passes backwards. Back to square one. We're back to square one. These guys are too scared to go at players. Ndombele did it twice. Twice he went past players. 1v1. High risk, high reward. Can beat the press, can go past people, can find the pass. I remember there was one time where he's beat a man and he's played this pass, fizzed it perfectly into Son's feet. There's wide gap for Son to do what he normally does, shift it on his right foot and shoot. He doesn't shoot, he delays, and puts a pass to Reguilon on the overlap, and yeah, it's they clear it out. We're just a bad team. We're a bad side. Very, very bad. Like, a reset is needed. This will be my last point. A reset is needed massively. Like, we are painfully bad. We're such a bad side. This is easily just as bad as the AVB Tim Sherwood season. People ask me what am I drinking. This is Nigerian Fanta. Yeah. For those who've been to Nigeria, you know what this is about. This shit slaps. But yeah, Doldrums FC. We don't have a manager. We don't have money to buy new players. Our best player wants to leave the club. We are lumbered with around 10 or 11 poor players, 2 of which, in fact, yeah, minimum 10 poor players, if not more. It's bad. It is bad. We need a proper reset. And then Daniel Levy today as well. I read some of that bullshit that he was saying in his speech to the fans, and I got no time for it. I got no fucking time for that bullshit. It's always, the fans have to realize we have the club's best interests at heart, long term and stuff. It's always long term. When are we going to see something now? Why is it always long term? Long term FC, sustainability, this, blah, blah, blah. When are we going to see stuff now? Why is it always We have to go through pain. Why can other clubs develop and also experience some level of success? Why is it us that has to develop and win nothing, experience nothing like winning certain? Why is it always us? Why? Leicester are developing, but they've won 2 trophies in the last 5 years. Man City were developing, etc., etc. Yes, of course, they're backed by they're backed by rich Arab owners, but I don't even need to talk about their success. Why is it always us? Oh, and then today as well, this club, it's like, so we've paid £60. You served up that god-awful performance. I bust out at full time. I told you lot already, I was not staying for that dross. And I booed as well at full time, at half time, and at several points that game. I booed because they were terrible. They were terrible performances on show. I mentioned the names already, your usual suspects. They were bad. But then to basically, one sec, let's go through the Kroenkes and Glazers are bad, but at least they spent to the minimum. We don't even do the minimum. To be fair, Tobes, Spurs in general are the great pretenders, though. It's from Jonathan. They're always the monks sit, but can't get over the hurdle. I think you have a point there in terms of silverware, but I think it's fair to say we got over a couple hurdles on the Pochettino. We were actually a top 3, top 4 side in the league. Like, it was uncommon for us to finish outside the top 4. So to go from being in and out of the top 4 to being a 30 side in the top 4, I think that's progress. Big progress as well. And it's just been undone. Karate says, finishing 8th, I'm calm with that. I'm calm with it too. I've accepted how shit this club is. So, yeah. Jira, hey, Tobes, is Watkins still an option? No, not for me. I still think we can do better than Ollie Watkins. His goal today does not change my opinion of him. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a decent player. He's going to get better. But Ollie Watkins to lead the line at Spurs, I don't think he's a good enough finisher yet, in my opinion. I just don't. I think we can get a better finishing type player. Harris, big up Harris, regular viewer. Reguilon has been awful defensively. Understatement of the year, Reguilon has been diabolical defensively. Diabolical. Dele Alli needs to bounce as well. He needs to go. Been saying it. It's time to go. Played well against Wolves, cool. I heard he played okay against Sheffield United, cool, but it doesn't change my opinion. He has to go. Gabos, the game ain't based on sympathy. We have so many players that we're sympathetic to as a fan base and as a club. Get rid of them. This summer is the time. Get rid of them. I don't want to hear this, a new manager might want to do that. Just get rid of them. Sell them. Sele Ali, yes, Adam, you're right. Sele Ali. Sell them. Oh, God. Sell them. With his stupid locks and whatnot, man. Just cut that hair off, man. Everyone's on this locks hype and this twist hype. Sometimes some people can pull it off, some people can't. And he is not pulling it off. He's not pulling it off. Yeah. Jaro. Watkins, 15 goals this season. I mean, the numbers are like, yeah, he's done well. But as I said, I want a striker who is a confident finisher in front of goal. I don't think Ollie Watkins is a confident finisher in front of goal. I've seen him miss too many chances. I want a striker who is more reliable in front of goal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has scored 15, 16 goals this season as well, but he's not a good finisher. So, yeah. Jonathan Salesman, big up you, man. Your team played well today. Fully deserved the win. And yeah, people, come on, 143 odd of you in here. Come on, smash up the likes. Come on. I've been here for 44 minutes, coming up to 45 now. By myself. Jordan couldn't make it today. Probably for the best, because he would have blown his brains out talking about Spurs as well. As a Villa fan, I think that's it for Spurs. You're right. We're done. Forget about seeing Spurs as a top 3, top 4 side for a good couple of years. We're finished right now. Even more so if Harry Kane leaves this summer. Tobes, would you take Patson Daka? I've heard good things about him. He's young, but I've heard good things about him. I'd like him. Would you take Cavani for the season plus Lingard plus 80 million for Kane? No, but I wanted Cavani last summer. I would take Cavani anyway. I would love Cavani. Not as a Harry Kane replacement, but to have in the squad because he's still an excellent finisher. Proper poacher. This is sharp. This is what I'd like. Daka and Ings. Danny Ings. People keep telling me, oh no, he's going to be 29, he's injured. Danny Ings is a finisher's type striker. Bagsman. Someone who can score inside, outside the box. Bagsman. Give this guy a sniff and he will bag. He's a much better finisher than Watkins. Much better finisher than Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But anyway, let me not talk about potential strikers. Big up Afterling as well. Thank you for that. You must be talking about the committee show. Make sure you lot go check out the committee show on 360 TV's YouTube as well. But I'm going to end it with this as well. This board are a damn disgrace. This team are a damn disgrace. So it wasn't bad enough that fans like me paid our hard-earned cash to come and watch this team, only for them to put in a dross performance. But at full time, the fans who wanted to stay, I wasn't one of them because I left. The fans who wanted to stay and at least clap some of the players who have played well enough this season, they didn't even get that. I'm hearing that fans were having to wait 30, 40 minutes only for the stadium announcer to say, please make your way home. The players aren't coming out, basically. Poor form, but unsurprising from a club like us. I don't know who made the decision, but my guess is the players didn't want to show their face after that shocking performance. I can't blame them, but that is poor form. Anyway, folks, make sure you smash the likes. I'm going to bed. I don't want to talk about this stupid team anymore. I don't even want to think about this stupid team anymore, but unfortunately I have to because I'm going to be back here previewing the Leicester game on Friday or Saturday. So yeah, look out for that. Look out for the preview and then look out for the last post-match reaction of the season when we inevitably lose to Leicester. But thank you lot for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. It hasn't been a pleasure. It's been a nightmare. But thank you for bearing with me. And I'll be back in a couple of days. Take care. Peace out.